23 ABC's Digital Update is brought to you by West Medical.
I'm Brenna Rose. Here's a look at what we're following today. Kern County will have to wait at least another 2 weeks before it can move into the state's next tier, further easing restrictions on businesses. Kern County Public Health revealing this morning that local metrics have actually gone backwards just slightly in recent weeks.
Over the past 2 weeks, our case rate continued to meet the orange tier metrics, however, also continued to decrease. This week, we saw an increase in all of our metrics. Specifically, our unadjusted case rate this week is 3.4 per 100,000 people. Last week, it was 2.8 per 100,000 people. This week, our testing positivity rate is 1.7%. Last week, it was 1.3%. This week, our health equity positivity rate is 1.9%. Last week, it was 1.8%. Our metrics must meet the less restrictive tier threshold for at least 2 consecutive weeks, so the earliest Kern could be eligible for the yellow tier is May 26th.
Now keep in mind, California Governor Gavin Newsom has already announced that the state is on track to fully reopen on June 15th. And this morning, Governor Gavin Newsom is in San Diego as he looks to help the state's homeless population. Newsom announcing that $12 billion in state funding will go towards tackling the homeless crisis in California. One of the goals of the plan would be to end family homelessness within 5 years. The spending proposal comes as part of a $100 billion pandemic recovery plan that Newsom is rolling out this week. And also part of that proposal, new stimulus checks for Californians. As part of the governor's proposal, 2/3 of Californians would receive $600. Those with children would get an additional $500. And this morning we did speak with Dave Anderson from the MoneyWise guys about the potential impact on California residents.
And certainly what the government wants is they want you to spend it. So that, as you say, stimulate the economy. But there are a lot of people who got this money and, they don't need to go out and spend it. What I would say to you is focus on yourself, focus on your family needs. So if you don't have a lot of cash on hand, I would save that. That way it's available when there is an emergency. If you have high interest debt like credit card debt, you might want to think of paying that down. But those types of things, again, it might help an individual, but it doesn't help the economy overall.
Part of the governor's plan is also to provide more than $5 billion to help renters who owe back pay. Another $2 billion would help renters pay overdue water and utility bills. The governor announced the state has a $76 billion surplus, which is helping to fund his California comeback plan. Okay, here's Bayne with a check of the forecast.
We're going to be seeing some pretty good air quality today. We're going to be in that moderate range, seeing an AQI of 100 for today. So if you can handle the heat, it definitely could be a good time to get outside, get some fresh air. By our noon hour, we are going to be seeing about 86 degrees. Climbing all the way up to 93 by 4 p.m. Now we are going to be seeing those 90s throughout the valley today. 94 is a high in McFarland and up in Delano. 93 over in Taft. In our mountain communities, they're going to be in those 70s and 80s. 87 Lake Isabella, 79 over in Tehachapi. Now for our desert communities, they're going to be in those upper 80s, low 90s. 91 in Ridgecrest and in China Lake today. 89 over in California City. The next couple of days, we'll be going back up into those upper 90s on Wednesday and on Thursday. But come next weekend, we are going to be going back down into those mid to low 80s.
And that's what's making news this hour.